all you, Denny.
It's all me.
Yep.
Am I here?
I don't know. Are you?
Well, hello, folks. I guess I'm here all by myself. And
I'll be there.
my goal today is to teach Tony Williams how to do the novice tooling class. But since he's not here, I guess I'm just talking to you guys. What do you have to say? Is anyone hearing us or seeing us?
Thanks a lot for subscribing again.
All right.
Oh, things are crazy here, Denny.
Things are crazy. It's crazy days, right?
Yeah, it's been a crazy day all day.
Yeah.
Bound to be 5 before long. Hold on. What shirt? Okay. I'll wear my hoodie.
Were you going to change shirts?
I was going to take my hoodie off. I was deciding what it looked like.
It looks wonderful. We're both SLC employees.
Yeah.
In Springfield, Missouri, by the way.
Let me turn that
Coming to you live from Springfield.
Yeah. Missouri.
Missouri, yes, not Illinois. Or there's several Springfields in the country.
I think most states, I was like 38 states or something like that, have a Springfield in them. Have we left anything out? What are we doing? We're continuing with the novice class.
Yeah. We've gone through our progression to step 7 out of 15, so we're more than halfway there. We've got the most tedious part.
Well, let's look and see what we've done so far. Let me zoom this camera in a little bit. So there's Denny's, and then this one's mine.
Hey, yours looks fine, Tony. And like I said, when we do the background, it's going to help your beveling, help the looks of it.
Yeah, good. All right.
And that's what we're about to do, is the background.
Well, so we got the Denny beginner tooling set that's out of stock. It's got a few tools that are in it.
Got 7 tools.
8. Well, 8 tools counting the swivel
knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we don't need that today. We're going to work with a background tool.
Yes.
Which I think is a A888.
Correct. And that's what I have, an 888, but it's an older craft tool. It's not an A888. It's an 888.
Oh, no A, just 8s.
Right. And
all right.
Same basic shape, it's just a little bit different texture to it, but does the same thing.
Well, I put little dots in all my backgrounds, so I'm going to assume that I'm going to whap this tool around in that. And this one's a matte backgrounder, not a bar grounder.
Right.
Okay.
And if you look at these tools, can you show them there's a pointed end and kind of a blunt rounded end. And the pointed end is used to get up in your corners. The round end is just for whatever else.
Yeah.
But you hold this tool straight up and down, and you want to try and keep a repetitive, consistent pressure on it when you do it, so it all looks the same.
And here's what we're trying to accomplish in the background?
Yes. Yes, those dark areas are the background.
So area like that. That's what kind of impression we're going to be making. Hopefully that we make more impression on you than we do on our leather.
Hopefully not a bad impression.
Oh, yeah. That will happen on the leather.
We're trying to leave you with a good impression.
A good impression from us to you and from us to our leather.
But anyway, let's start. So
I'm going to tuck my pointed end in my little crevices that are there.
Yeah, and don't go overboard. You know, if you don't, if
we're switching around everywhere.
If the lines don't let you get right up in that corner, that's okay. Don't step over your lines.
So am I going to cover this tool with itself? Can I how much do I need to overlap?
I'll tell you what.
All right.
If you can put the camera on me and watch me do one little part here.
Don't go too fast yet, Justin. Figuring out how great it is to.
Justin is adjusting.
Justin is adjusting. What does Isaac do then?
He's Isaacing.
Isaacing. Hello from Springfield to Sacramento from Reed.
All right.
Wayne says hello from South Carolina.
Nice. We've got them from all over. There was a guy in yesterday from
I don't know. Let's
California.
do this. Here, let's do this other one, and then I'll mess with that one. I think. All right. Let me switch this one to Denny. Sorry, guys.
Hey, we're still here.
It's crazy days. Pulls out of the way again.
Yes, I will.
All right, carry on.
Okay. Now I'm going to just start in one area, but I'm going to wait till you get here so you know what I'm doing.
I'm watching.
Are you?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to put this sharp part right up in this corner.
Sharp part in the corner.
Then, after I've done that corner, then I'm going to go around the perimeter of this area. Now I'm going to switch back to the sharp part because I'm into another corner. Continue around the perimeter of this whole area. Now that I've got the perimeter done, I've got one section in the middle. And I don't want to try and make straight lines on this. I'm just going to go helter-skelter in this because this is a rustic type of a tool. But anyway, I don't know if you can see that or not. There, I've got that whole area covered. I went into all three corners, went around the perimeter, and then filled in that center part. And that's all there is to backgrounding.
Still nothing? Try turning it off and turning it back.
I think we're having technical difficulties.
We have those most days.
Yeah.
You do a better job of covering them up, though.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep going on my backgrounding. Going around the perimeter. I did that, and that didn't leave hardly any in the center, so I was pretty much already covered. And it really doesn't matter which areas you do first. They all need to be backgrounded, so just start somewhere. Okay.
I haven't even started.
Well, that one stroke was pretty good. It needs to be deeper, though.
That's what I was thinking.
Get it a little bit harder. You're trying to make like this look like it is actually the background of a picture that you're doing.
Am I turning this tool as I use it?
You can. But like I was saying, I generally just go straight around the perimeter. Then when I get to that area in the center of whatever I'm doing, I'll just go helter-skelter. You can turn it then. Because if you don't, you'll leave little lines and it just doesn't.
You said that part, and I said I was listening, but...
Yes, but you weren't.
Not really.
This tool actually breaks the grain of the leather. So you want to go deep enough that you actually do that. You don't hit your tool hard enough, it's not going to do that.
Yeah, you got to really smack your tool.
And this, I like the leather to be fairly dry when I do my backgrounding to get a more crisp impression.
That's good because mine doesn't feel wet at all. Did you spray mine?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It's plenty wet. We can't give up.
Well, the only other way to test it is, or to try to fix it, is not going to happen right now.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Because that's turning the switcher all the way off, turning it back on again. That's all right. We'll deal with one camera right now.
I'm gonna do like you. I'm gonna do it without a dead weight. Right.
I'm trying. I'm trying to figure out like how to hold my tool.
Jim Linnell says if you can't tool without a dead weight, you aren't holding your tool right.
I know I was taking that literally, I think. What happened? Well, I mean, it's dark here. We can go back to camera 2 and you can look at it from there. It'd be real dark then. Wow, my beveling's starting to look a lot better.
Yeah. It smooths out a lot of that little choppy stuff. But don't rely on it.
I'm not relying on much right now. Anybody taking part in the 23 crazy days, or are you waiting until more items come out and get together on all the shipping?
I'll say this, I think the crazy days has actually spilled over through this whole company.
Well, that's good since the whole company is doing crazy days.
Well, I don't believe there's anyone here that's not crazy.
That's probably true.
Other than me, of course.
Oh. You're not crazy?
Well, no.
Okay.
Do you think I am?
Not today. Ask me tomorrow. I won't be here though. You got classes tomorrow.
Yes, I have a big class tomorrow.
How many you got?
I've got 5.
Well, Mike, if you wait until December to get paid, you're going to miss out on the crazy days because they end on November the 30th. What's this little? What am I doing here? Is that line supposed to go all the way through? And I just
that's this.
Oh, that area right there?
Yeah, that's this area right here. Yeah, actually, this line should have come over here to meet this.
All right. Can I adjust that? Sure you can, Tony. Yeah. Do whatever you want. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Denny.
No, you don't need to. Don't change it with your knife.
Well, you may change it.
What I would do. Come right here with my.
Okay, and just bevel it. Yeah. Or I mean, just background it.
Yeah.
Over to it.
Let's zoom it out a little so he's doing stuff like that.
Oh.
Did that fix it?
I don't know. I only hit it one time. Didn't break it.
Yeah, that'll be fine. I believe I'm backgrounding. I'm going to check off another
dog in the pony show
spot on our list. Yeah, dog in the pony show, yeah.
My wife's getting her hair done today.
I'm going to get my hair done tonight.
Mary June going to do that?
No.
Oh, you going to do it yourself?
No.
Who's going to do it?
What is her name?
I don't know. That's what I was asking.
I'm trying to think of her name.
Oh, okay.
She's a friend of ours.
Real close friend, it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, I'm old. You have to realize that.
Oh, trust me, I do. Aren't you glad to be back?
I am thrilled to death.
I better stop bantering. People don't like it when we banter.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Why?
Not because they're lame. We just want to watch videos for content, not banter. All right, well, don't turn on the banter videos.
It just seems like everyone that comes in here says they really like to watch us because we're
down to earth and humble and just to go with the flow.
Pretty much ignorant.
Oh, that's probably maybe that's the problem. Maybe it wasn't banter they didn't like. They didn't like the idiocracy.
Yeah, idiocracy.
That's a big word for me to say.
That is a big word,
especially on a Friday.
Spell it.
It starts with an I. I do know that part, and ends with a Y. Yeah.
Does it have a C-E-Y?
One of the good things that I know, the S-E-E. One thing I do know, Denny,
What's that?
is that I am really good at pissing people off.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's what you do.
So if you come here for that, I know I will nail it.
There was a movie, a Tom Selleck movie, and there was this guy that he was on him all the time,
Yeah.
and Tom really pissed him off one day, and he went storming out of the saloon. Tom's buddy said, "Why do you keep needling people?" And Tom says, "Needling people is what I do," and that's you.
I'm glad that you connected me with Tom Selleck. That's all I'm gonna say.
Needling people is what you do.
Yeah, somebody called me a needle something one time, but it wasn't that.
Okay.
and that's when YouTube cut us off.
Yeah, we used to be on YouTube.
Yeah, it turns out Twitch will only hold us now. Oh, when's Liz coming back? All right, there we go.
I hope this is a...
Someone on Facebook did ask if you could talk about
the tool we're using.
Oh, the dead weight.
Just the dead weight.
It's full of heavy
lead type material.
Objects, and then it's sewed and kept in this little bag, and then when you set it on your project, it holds your project still. But we're trying to
do it without it.
Trying to hold our tools properly. I do have some high spots. Steve, thanks for pointing that out.
Well,
let me beat him down. Steve's pissed.
Yeah, but let me tell you something.
I
want to tell you something.
I'm listening.
This is a rustic tool. You're not supposed to look like a nice smooth carpet. It's supposed to look more like burlap, which is not a very smooth material.
It's a rustic tool, and I'm very inexperienced.
Yeah. All you're trying to do is make it look like the rest of your pattern is sitting on top of this.
I wish they'd make the top of this a little bit easier to hit. I keep on glancing blows.
Be one with your tool.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Look at the tool, close your eyes.
Pray for the best.
Whap it.
All right, here we go. I should hit it hard. All right. Let's move on to something different.
All right. Next, we need to wet our material up.
Wet our material.
Because we're going to be using the parachator, which moves quite a bit of leather. So the leather has to be a little bit softer.
Steve, are you okay? Is that doing better? Don't look at the beveling. It's poor.
Steve, I think he did a very fine job of that.
I mean, I think I'm doing this again next week, aren't I? So maybe I can get better next week. Do I want to move what? That water right where I set it?
Oh. This next tool is a parachator.
I think I got mine a little wet.
Yeah, let it set for a minute while I explain this tool.
All right.
This is a small crosshatch parachator. You can use any parachator you've got. The smaller, the better for this.
This one that we're going to use is the BW17.
Yeah, but we listed in our catalog as a different number.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that's helpful.
I'm not sure what it is right offhand.
Okay.
But just a small parachator. But in Sheridan-style carving, I always use a thumbprint.
Mm-hmm.
But we have this small parachator, and it will do for these patterns that we're doing right now. So we're going to use it.
I feel like I'm getting ready to go to the pedals.
Yes. And this tool, you do not hold straight up and down. You want to tip it forward a bit because you aren't trying to make an impression of the whole tool. You're just trying to make an impression of the one part of it. You're using it to shade areas.
So when I want to tilt it forward.
Yes, I'm going to hold it like this.
Okay.
This is straight up and down.
Okay.
But I want to tip it forward.
So we're going to raise our pointy end up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not necessarily, because you can use either end. But I'm using the large end for this pattern that we're doing here. So we are using the fat end as opposed to the pointy end.
Okay.
So the pointy end is tipped up a little bit.
All right.
But I'm gonna hit it Then I'm going to kind of drag it towards the center of that flower. Remember our flow?
Yeah.
Everything flows towards the center of this flower. See,
You're whacking tailed off as you got toward the center too.
Yes. And that's all I'm going to do to these flower petals, just a little bit.
Just one little line?
Yeah, just one little line, and I'm not going all the way to the center.
Okay. A big whack at the beginning.
Yeah, and you always want to taper off.
Okay.
And fade it out. Because you're just trying to make a shaded area, almost like a shadow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that vodka is probably not the proper thing to wet your leather with. Probably dry it out a
You
little
can try it. There's a lot of people do it, I'm sure.
Whatever they got handy sitting next to them.
Yeah. Okay.
Tom may be speaking from experience. He says that it dries quickly.
Okay. Now I'm gonna every little structure on this pattern I'm going to pear shade other than the flower stem. Remember our flower stem there?
Oh, it's got a little crook in its neck.
Yes, a little crook in its neck. So I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, mine don't quite look like yours, but I can tell what mine is.
There again, I'm just going to go a little ways. I'm going to start with a pretty good whack or two and just fade them out. All the way around the center of this flower, or the outside of this flower. Do all of these chicken necks, we'll call them.
How do you feel about my leather moisture? I feel like I can still let it sit just a bit.
Yeah, let it sit till I get mine finished. And then
good. So you can really point out where I'm all the time. Do that anyway. Don't banter too much.
Okay, now I've gotten all the way around the outside of the flower. Now I'm going to do the outside of the whole pattern. Okay, now this little part that I'm getting ready to do is pretty narrow.
Yeah.
If I use the fat end of this tool, it will actually cover out onto the next structure. So I'm going to turn around and use the small
end. And you're going to tip it pretty far.
Yes. I'm going to tip it pretty far.
Very good.
I'm going to turn it back around and use the fat end.
Is this tool easier to drag along than that beveler is?
Yes.
That didn't sound very confident for me.
It's something you've just got to use
experience?
it to see what experience it to see what the tool does. Now it's your turn to experience it.
Okay.
Because I am done with this my part.
Why don't we just trade and then you just keep on working on mine and I'll just keep talking. All right, I see that.
That's what Kevin and I do.
And that's what I made you do that one. That's what I made. All right, so I'm doing them right in the center.
Yeah. Well, do the flower. Yeah, start about that way. You can copy off of mine.
Did you turn yours the same way as mine?
I don't know. But there's only 4 flower petals. Yeah. And each one of those needs to be done.
Well, if I'm going to copy, I got to have my piece turn the same way as your piece.
Okay.
I mean, because they're dang near identical. If you put them put them up right next to each other, you wouldn't be able to tell which one's which. I bet.
Probably not.
Even with the trained eye. All right, tip.
You have that look.
Yeah,
You're looking at me like, support me, please.
Come on, Denny, nod your head if you could, please. All right, my fingers may get in the way because I'm going to try to do this without a weight of deadness. Oh, boy.
A weight of deadness. Okay, one other thing.
Okay.
If you see here how you...
Yeah, I'm cupped.
Yeah, if you will take and just kind of stretch each corner like that. And uncup it.
Okay.
Where it sits flat.
Take my cup out.
Take your cup.
All right, yeah. Yeah, because that pear shading looks
because if you don't, you'll hit your tool and then
my whole leather piece
hits the leather, and then the leather has to move down to hit the granite before you ever do any business. Very good. Very good. So you're experiencing now.
Yeah, Denny, you're great at building people's confidence.
Good.
Till I hit
whether they need it or not.
Till I hit. Oh, there we go.
See, you weren't one with the tool.
Yeah, I hit a glancing blow there. The way that you want your bullets to happen if somebody's shooting at you. Just a glancing blow.
Yeah, it just grazed me.
Yeah.
I used to love that on all those old Western. Guy gets shot in the head. After a while, he'll come to and say, oh, they just grazed me.
Let's see, okay. I just need to put a little bit of doodad on this one. Do I need to be like this, though? Am I going to come like this?
Yep. Yep. You start here, come this way. Come this way. See, notice how I
Point at the center.
I kind of turned.
Mm-hmm.
I followed the flow of that pedal deal that's there.
That pedal deal that's there.
Or the
okay.
sticker, the chicken neck deal that's there.
It don't matter what you call it.
Yeah.
I'm going to screw it up.
No, you aren't. That's the thing. You can't screw stuff up.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Yeah.
That is fantastic.
If you close your eyes, it looks better.
Wonderful.
Okay. Come here, Deadly.
Yeah. Use that, it'll help you.
Well, I'm like, I can't hold it right because I don't got anything to hold over here on this side.
A small piece of leather is much harder to manipulate.
That was what I was gonna think. I was like, if I had a bigger piece of leather, my tooling would look a lot better.
Yeah.
But I knew there was something that was happening.
Well, it's easier to keep track of bigger pieces. That deal about not holding your tool right, you might not be holding your tool right, but you do whatever you've got to do to use that tool.
Yeah, this don't look very round at all. Like your whole thing over here is round.
Live and learn.
I think I can guarantee it ain't gonna be the only thing that's wrong with this.
Actually, it looks pretty good, buddy.
It's all wobbly.
Well, because you're moving a little too far between each stroke.
All right. I need to shorten up my strokes, is what you're saying.
Yeah, short stroke it.
Okay. Oh yeah, short stroke, and it really helped it out. I see that there. I was really getting the feel for it that time.
Just let your tool.
Let my tool.
Let your mallet, your maul, drive your tool along.
Oh yeah, you did. You talked about that with Belvin. Yeah, fantastic. I knew I'd get the hang of it eventually. I don't know when that's going to be, but
hey, you've already made a great stride right there.
Made a great stroke on that one. Can I do that again? I don't like how that went.
Yeah.
Then I got to use the short end over here. Really tip it because I got to. Oh, that sucks. Let me put my dead weight here so you guys don't watch that part. Hang on, I know it's in the way, but.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's the way it's going to be. It don't matter.
As I did. Look at mine. Mine's no better than that.
Yeah, look, I see where you got on your outside border. I didn't do that.
I need to be chastised for that.
Yeah. How come you put this one all the way? When you did this one, you did it all the way over there to the side.
That's where it was.
All right.
And you can move that tool. You can kind of move it side to side and shade a larger area than what the shape of that tool.
I'm going to do that again because I don't like how it looks. I'm going to go back to short stroking it. Okay. I think I got one more little piece to pear shade. All right?
Mm-hmm. I think you've done fine.
I
think
did it nonetheless.
for the first try, that's pretty darn good. Now, let me show you guys something about what we were just talking about.
So here's, let's see, down over here I did one okay, and then you can see the other ones that are choppy. This is what you want it to look like. If you move your tool too far, then it gets all wonky. All right, Denny's going to show us something. You going to show us something?
Well, yeah, okay.
Oh, you need to do it down there?
I need to do it here where you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, this area right here, you asked why I did it over to this one side instead of out in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, I did it because that's just what happened. But I can, to make that a little more symmetrical.
Are you holding that just above the leather as you tap it?
Yeah, I guess I am.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not putting any downward pressure on it, I'll say that.
Yeah, maybe that was my problem.
I'm letting the maul create all the downward.
The more I look at my piece, we better move on to the next thing. The more I look at it, the more I think I'd get disappointed in it.
Well, don't be.
Oh.
But if you see what I mean, I was over here.
Yeah.
And then I kind of flared
it out.
Yeah, flared it out and actually pear-shaped
Opened
a
it
larger area.
All right, let me try to open mine. Open mine
try
up.
it.
I can't make it any worse, that's for sure. Okay, and a whole. Let me see if I can straighten up some of these doo-wops in here.
You know what they say? It's never too late.
That's what it is. I was putting too much downward pressure as I was whapping it. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. All right.
All right, you okay?
I mean, I got to live with it either way.
Well, you don't have. If this was your project that you were doing at home and it was important to you, you can take as much time as you want and go back over things as many times as you need to make them right.
Not to banter too much, Denny, but if you ever got mad at what you did on it, would you just background the whole thing?
You can do that. Yeah.
That's one option. All right.
Now let's go back to our beveler.
Okay, good. I sucked at that tool too.
And let's
wait. This isn't the beveler I used last time.
Yes, it is.
I used the black one. It is.
That's it.
Yeah, it is.
That's it. Okay. Now we're going to go just around this flower center, just at the outside of our beads. Watch me do mine first. And if you leave little chop marks around it, that's okay.
That's going to happen.
Well, it's going to happen. Plus, it will also add a little ambiance to the flower center. But what you're trying to do is make it look like the center of the flower is up, and the petals go in underneath.
Because if I remember right, we have our flower center that has a natural bevel on it when we whap it again later.
Right. But this helps that.
Okay.
And if you come back for the advanced class, we use a different tool than this beveler.
Yeah, that's a big if.
But since this beveler is the only tool we've got in this class, this is what we're going to use.
Okie-dokie.
Jim Linnell would be so proud. He says, use what you got.
Well, this is what I have been given.
Okay. This is what's on the list. You can see what I've done there with the beveler. Got around that flower center. And it kind of misshaped it a little bit, but that's all right because we're going to take care of that here in a little bit. Just don't be of little faith.
Trying to get done before Justin can switch cameras. Yeah, my flower center really looks like a
yeah, that's okay.
Pentagon now.
That's okay. That's okay. This is one thing that's going to make it look more three-dimensional.
Give tooling a try. It's easy.
Than just Okay, number 11. It says stutter the flower petals with your camouflage. Can you imagine what that means?
Yeah, it means that I'm going to stutter my flower
Okay.
center
What it
out from
means-
my flower center.
Okay,
To
can
the
we
end
go
of my-
back to me now? I keep moving. Okay. Start right up against that flower center because we just beveled that. I'm going to start back, say, quarter or 3/8 of an inch.
Are you lifting your heels off?
I'm going to hit this tool fairly straight up and down.
Okie dokie.
This line here, the toe of this or the heel of this is not the main thing that you're trying to impart. The lines are the main part.
Dadgummit, Denny. The U shape.
Yeah.
The U shape is what we're calling the heel.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you get those lines in there, that's okay.
All right.
Because that's the part that makes it look stuttered. Okay. I'm going to do this one and then you can look at what I've done. The stutter.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at stuttering.
Okay. You want to do that to all 4 flower petals. Just stay back away from that flower center. Give it 3 little shots, each one a little bit lighter.
Fantastic. That worked out good. I'm an expert camouflager.
You're good at stuttering.
Mm-hmm.
But all you're doing is giving those flowers.
I do think this is the best impressions that I've made on my project so far.
That is very nice.
I mean, I've done some pretty bogus work all the way around there, but my stuttering with my camouflage,
Your stuttering is the best.
I give myself an A+.
Hey, that's a lot.
I've never seen a flower that's looked like this in the wild.
You aren't done with this flower because it's getting it's getting wilder by the minute.
Yeah, that's crazy, folks. It is crazy.
All right, now you're going to take your Vayner, which is a V715.
Okay.
But any line Vayner that's fairly straight.
I know what we're doing with this.
Yes.
I've done enough videos with Denny. I know I'm going to do that right next to the crook of the pedal, but I'm going to watch you first.
Okay. This tool, you never hit straight up and down. You always tip this tool.
Hold on just a second. We're working with one camera here today.
Okay.
All right.
Now I'm going to get right up against the flower center, and I'm going to tip it towards that flower center. And I'm going to follow the shape of this vein that's coming, or this petal that's coming around.
Am I going to try to walk that, or am I going to hit? Okay.
No. This is a one-shot deal.
Oh, one time. It's a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I'm going to go to the next one, and there again, I'm going to get right up against that flower center.
So I'm going to hit.
Follow that petal.
I'm going to lift the other side up. So I'm putting right in the flower center and then lifting that other side of it up.
Yes. But all this is doing is re-accentuating the bevel that you did originally, that you messed up when you did all the other stuff to it. So you're rebeveling it, plus you're giving it a little bit of
if this is
texture.
If this is fixing all my mess ups, how big of a Vayner you got?
That's as big as you need.
Not big enough.
Use
Not
that
big enough, he says. All right.
Do all 4. We aren't done with the Vayner after you're done with that, but we're going to do that first.
Can't fix that part. Okay. Take it all the way back in there. All right. Do I need to do these right here?
I can't see what you're talking about.
This right here?
Yes, that right there.
I had to get my mouth held right before I whacked that one. Do I need to? So I did this one like this way. Do I need to do it back this way then?
Yes. Yes, whichever way that pedal's running. That's good.
That's a rare
Natural habitat. Yeah. There might be something high with it, but
Leave that alone. You did good.
All right, I quit.
Don't put that.
Don't put it away. We're still going to use it.
Okay. Next is we're going to vein our flower stem. And since I didn't bring a stylus in here, I'm going to use this as a pointer. I'm going to pick a point about in the center of that stem, about where that little cut ends up. See that point that I've made?
I see it. If you guys aren't entertained by this video, then I don't know what else I can do. Entertain, whichever. All right. Entwine, yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, just make a point. Just use that to make a point. We're making a point here, folks.
Yeah, we're about to make... It's a key point in the video where we make a point.
All right. You don't have to make that point every time, but I'm doing this for a purpose so that you understand why we're doing what we do with this veiner. Now I'm going to take this veiner and I'm going to get right up against this pedal, right up against it. There again, I'm going to tip it. I'm not going to hit this straight up and down. Up against the pedal, but I want to aim towards that point that I just made. See that? But I just went right there. But I aimed towards that point. Now I'm going to move it just a little bit. Stay right against that pedal, but aim towards that point again. But again, I'm going to aim towards that point. You always want to go all the way across, but keep aiming towards that point. That way it fans this across there rather than just going straight. I'm going to lift it up after I'm done here. But you see how I've got this point right here. And every time I set that veiner, I aimed it towards that point. Even when I'm up here, I aim towards that point. Very good. Very good. Give you an A for aiming at the point.
You can give me an E for effort if you want.
Okay. And it on this list it says vein the stems and leaves. We had stems, but we have no leaves on this pattern, so you don't have to vein any leaves. But let's mark this one off, because I'm glad that one's over. Now, get your flower center again.
He's done teaching you that part.
Yeah, I'm done with that part.
Okay, now we're going to reshape our flower center, hopefully.
Yeah. Now, center it up as well as you can on that. But this is one reason we didn't hit that flower center hard to begin with. Because we don't get it centered up, it can still swell out those other marks. But now I'm going to give it a couple of good shots.
That was 3. Couple's only 2.
Okay. Very good. To see how it kind of straightened out all your imperfections that you made when you were beveling around it. Looks good.
What happened here? What happened right there?
When you beveled around it, you got into your seeds a little bit, but that's all right. That's all right. Flowers aren't perfect, right?
Oh, that's for sure.
This is one wild.
This is why it's out there.
Wildflower.
All right, we're done with that one.
All right, we're done.
I gotta get my mule's foot up there. I'm done with my backgrounder. Are we done with beveling?
Yes, I believe so. And we're done with this flower, other than our finish cuts, and that's the very last thing we'll do.
We're gonna do some mule's foot. I bet.
But right now, we're gonna mule's foot.
Oh, okay.
And to use our mule's foot, this is a tool you pretty much hit it straight up and down. But that little point you made on your flower stem, start about right there. And the mule always walks down the flower stem. It never walks up towards the flower.
Okay.
You know, that's silly to have a mule walk towards the flower.
So we're going to point our point away from the flower.
Away from the flower, yes. And you want to put these pretty close together. And you just need 7 or 8 or 10 little deals, but each one needs to be a little bit lighter so it just fades off into the sunset. You're tracking this mule, you'll just lose track of it here pretty soon. See what I've got there.
Do I need to put mine closer together?
No, that looks pretty good. That looks good.
Okay.
I wouldn't do anything different. Okay. Now, let's go around the outside of this flower. where there's several lines that are coming together, I'm going to use my mule's foot again. Like I'm going to use it right there, right there, and right there. And you don't want to go overboard with your mule's foot in this spot. Just 2 or 3 strokes is all you need. Or 4.
Okay.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Okay, very good.
And the reason you're doing this, you're trying to draw attention away from all those lines that are coming together. You're trying to give yourself something else to focus on. And you can copy off of that one, do it however you want to. See what I've done there. I did some mule's foot there and there because see, there's a whole bunch of lines right here. Hopefully it'll get your attention away from all those lines. That's good. That's good. If you were over here instead of right in that crease, you would have got a better effect, but don't change that now. Now do some there.
Well, look, I was just
do something.
You told me to. I guess I was a little bit.
Okay.
That's what you did there.
That's fine.
Okay.
Don't argue with me.
All right, my bad.
My day? It's
getting better by the
That's what
minute.
I said to him. I said, ask me in about an hour.
Let's see, where am I? I need something up in here?
Yeah. Right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
Tools. Don't blame it on the tool. Oh, I fell down on my.
That's okay though. It looks pretty good. I wouldn't change that.
Yeah, that's what he calls pretty good.
You guys, on your first attempt, if you can do better than Tony, send it in.
All right, next up.
All right, next up, final coup de grace.
Screw it up with your finish cuts.
Finish cuts. Finish cuts always baffle everyone, but there's no trick to it. The main thing to a finish cut is you start deep and immediately lighten up and
so we got
a feather line.
Before we get to those finish cuts, I'd like to answer a question here from a first-time chatter. I just tuned in. What are you talking about? Using your tool, short stroking it, and when all else fails, Tony responds with a quick, that sucks.
This is first timer?
Yeah, the first time jet.
He picked up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's taking notes like a champion. Yeah, this ain't going to be on the Hallmark channel. This ain't going to be on the HG channel, Magnolia, or anything. This
might not be on this channel.
This is just on Comedy Central. That's it. All right.
Okay.
There is no answer for that. We're tooling leather.
I'm gonna wet mine a little bit again, and I think you probably should too, but not very much. I'm just gonna give it that. Now I'm gonna talk about finish cuts just a little bit.
Wet your leather, then rub it.
Main thing on finish cuts is you start deep, you slice into your leather, and immediately start to lighten up, bring it out into a hairline. The next thing is none of your finish cuts are going to be in a straight line. They'll always be on an arc.
Okay.
So you're better off if you start on an arc.
Okay.
The next thing is there is no cut and dried way to do finish cuts.
All right.
I mean, the thing is look at a whole bunch of different people's work and look at their finish cuts and try to make them look like the ones that you like. So if you don't like these, I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna do my flower like this. And you don't have to do yours like this. But I'm going to start up at the top of the petal, a little bit away from the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, I'm going to start deep on an arc. Remember the center of your flower.
I do remember
Everything needs to go in the flow of the part of the pattern that you're working on. So I'm going to see how I did those. I'm going to do that on all 4 petals. But let me finish the whole flower before you start in, Tony.
Yeah, I was getting ready to start. I'm glad you slowed me down.
But every one of these, you need to pay attention to your flow. Start heavy, bring it out into a hairline.
Where to do their finishing cuts? Are you doing those to accent those that shading right there?
More or less, but not necessarily.
Okay.
Some of them I'll go right in the middle of a pear shaded area.
Okay.
As you'll see when I get around to the outside on these, when I get to the outside on these chicken necks, I'll go right in the middle of a lot of those. But anyway, now I've done the outside of these petals, but I'm going to go to the inside now and come out. And my focus will change from the center of the flower to the center of this petal when I'm coming from the inside out.
Cut your outsides, now you're going to your inside. Yeah. I see.
That's just to give it a little more texture.
850533058.
That's what I thought.
They said they were glad that we have a sense of humor. I tried to change my login name, but I haven't figured that step out. So they're just going to be known as 850 now.
All right. Now, if you'll see, I went from the inside towards the outside of the petal, but they aren't straight cuts. They're on a little bit of an arc, and they're headed towards the tip of the petal up here.
Can I start yet?
Yes. Now you can do your flower. Very good, Tony. I am so proud.
Wait for the next line.
That was the best cut you've made in your whole life, right there. And I'm not joking.
Well, you can see it right there. There's the impression that I have left.
That's good. You went out into a hairline. You've had a nice arc to it. It goes right towards the center.
Now I need to get all the way back to this tip?
Yeah. You don't even have to meet that other line. If you'll see on mine, I didn't meet up there at the edge. Good.
2 for 2.
That's good. But see, I didn't even meet it yet.
Okay.
I did there, but that doesn't.
Yeah, you don't always have to, like Diamond Rio said, you don't always have to meet in the middle. You need that old Georgia pine?
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
What do I feel like I got everything in the way right here. I need you guys to really see my work.
Because you're doing
yeah,
well so
look,
far.
I'm really getting after it right now. I'm gonna tip my whole tray over here.
You're changing your whole life.
I'm changing their whole life. All right. I'm feeling confident with these right here. Cut deep, finish shallow. Start real deep.
On an arc.
On an arc. Yeah. All 17 people that are in this live video right now.
If
31 on YouTube.
YouTube's still letting us on here? I can't believe that.
Now, don't worry about the misshapenness of this leaf or this petal.
Yeah. The stuff is not perfectly symmetrical.
Yeah, nature doesn't always get it right, and that is for sure right now. Well, especially on that.
If you make a Huska on it, you can say a bug ate that part of that leaf.
Yeah, can we tool a bug on there?
You can.
Okay. Now I got to cut.
Now go toward from the center out, and remember to change your focus to the end of that petal.
Am I curving these two?
Yeah, a little bit. They won't look as curved because you don't have as much area to do it. Yeah. Come a little bit further. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
You want me to
No, don't redo it.
I'm going to fiddle with this one just a little bit. Okay. That probably screwed it up. I'm really focusing right now
You are.
on the end of that pedal.
You are focused. Okay.
It's really weird. Like
Don't ask me to spell that.
when you get in your camouflage, your swivel knife tries to get up in there.
Yeah, you've got to be very deliberate when you make a cut because the contour of whatever you're cutting on might want to change the direction of your cut. So you have to make it do what you want it to do. But that looks good, Tony. That looks very good. You've got one there that looks a little bit blunt. You see the one that I'm talking about?
This one right here?
Yeah.
No, not that one. This one.
That one, yes.
All right.
That's a little bit blunt where it ended, but that's the only fault that I can find with it.
Well, we can just feather that out a little bit more.
Yeah, that's good.
We de-blunted it.
That's good. Okay. Now let's get this show back on the road. Now we're going to do all these chicken necks.
What are we doing?
The
chicken necks?
Yeah. And the focus is going to change. You need to make them go in the direction that whatever part of that vine that you're working on goes.
Which one did you start on?
I started on this one.
Oh, the
right
one outside
the stem.
And then what'd you... Okay.
Okay. But you can start any... I guarantee they won't look like these. What I do right now will be different from that first one. But I just make a couple of cuts. But there again, start heavy and immediately start to lighten up. Let them flow out into a hairline and follow the flow of your leaf. I've gone all the way around the very outside of my flower. Now I'm going to start on the outside. Chicken necks out here.
I started on my outside necks.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, good. It's too late if it did.
I'm going to go right down the center of my mule tracks on that flower stem too.
I think this is a testament to coming to one of your classes.
What do you mean?
I mean, my project doesn't look terrible.
No, it looks good, Tony. And people that are first timers, if you haven't looked at other people's work a lot and studied it, it's going to be hard for you to imagine what you're doing, But if you come to the class, and we go through each step minutely, one step at a time, it will give you a little more of an insight as to what you're trying to do. A lot of people that come to my class have no idea what they're trying to do. And some of them, when they leave, they still don't. All right, let me tell you something. What you just did.
Yeah, what?
You started at the bottom and went up. You start at the top and go down, and lighten each one up a little bit as you go down.
Lighten up as you go down, folks.
As you go down.
Yeah. Don't be too aggressive.
See there,
I'm just
you're
piddling.
just kind of taking off on your own, and that's good.
Oh, this need to curve the other way, don't they? Does it matter which way these things curve?
Not really.
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
Now
curve
you
them the
can-
same way your mule's foot's going. Your mule's foot's walking down the stem, so curve it so that
It's too late.
the outside of the curve is going down.
I should have curved these the other way you say.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's good. Because what's done is done. All right.
Let me see what. Tony, that looks pretty darn good.
I do notice like where I curve these up and then I curve those down.
Yeah. See, these are just the opposite way they should be.
Mm-hmm.
That one's right.
This one's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But
Good to know that I messed up
it-
twice out of 3 times.
yeah, it's a learning. It's a learning process. Yeah, but I guarantee you, we'll after that dries out, we'll oil it and antique it, and you'll be surprised.
Yeah. I'm surprised already
Yeah,
that I made it to the end of a project. Let's mark off that finishing cut there.
I'll
done.
let you mark off number 15.
Okay.
But thank you very much.
Why do you make your check marks backwards?
Because I'm left-handed.
I'm left-handed, doofies. Look at your
What?
check marks.
You're checking towards the thing. I'm checking away from it.
You're checking out. That's what I feel like's happened. Then he's checked out on this project.
You did good. You did very good.
Well, we're gonna sit around and wait for it to dry and then antique it, or we're gonna antique it
We'll antique it later today.
off camera. Are we gonna do another coaster next week?
If you want to. Yeah. I think it would be good for you.
All right. Justin, do you know how to make a poll on those things? Make some polls and we'll say Tony Tool next week, another coaster, or something different. Sure, right now. We got another coaster. I picked another coaster that I would do.
You said number 2.
Yo, number 2. I'm not going to bother Justin while he's typing in the poll.
I don't blame you. Whole typing.
Oh, no, the options are Tony Tool yes or Tony Tool no. That's the options. Change the poll already. What do we got on Crazy Days today? Oh, Angela's Paint. I can't tell you the price because Angela's Paint has MAP pricing, which is minimum advertised price. So I can't tell you what it is, but if you put it in the cart, it'll tell you. It'll tell you when you put it in the cart.
Can you take it out of the cart after you
Put it in the cart, you can remove it from the cart. There's the one that I'm going to tool. So if I do another one next week, if the polls are in my favor, we'll do number 2. If polls are not in my favor, then
I think you should make the polls in Tony's favor, folks.
I see that. 0 votes have been put up. What else is on the Crazy Days? Oh, assorted Saffiano leather. If you put one of those in your cart, you'll get another one for free. Is that the only thing we put on today?
Pretty good deal.
So Twitch said yes.
I see that 4 people voted.
If that's the only vote we got, that's
7 votes have happened on YouTube, but I have everybody's 100% yes. Well, I guess we're tooling.
See, and the beauty of the second one is you've already gone through all the tools. You know kind of what they're about. So the second one, you should be able to show great improvement. strides, long strides.
Long strides and short strokes. You've heard it here first, folks. These days are crazy. Oh, cinch clasp. You're right. Cinch clasp, assorted Saffiano, and a bag, because some of it's not the Saffiano. Well, none of it's really Saffiano. It's crosshatch, but. And some Pebble, Angelus paints, and cinch clasp. So the cinch clasp we did on the rucksack backpack. And the sales that go day one, you can get all the sales. You can get day one sales today. You can get day 2 sales today. And you can get day 3 sales today. And then Cyber Monday. You going to come in here with Liz and I? We're going to be selling leather all day long.
Because I'm not here on Monday. I can't on Monday anyway.
Oh, you can.
Oh,
I bet you that truck will point this direction on a Monday.
I've got many, many things that are
Mary June has Denny's planned already on Monday. It's going to wake up, drink coffee, and then sit there.
That doesn't happen in my house. Thank you. That only happens here.
All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend. I will tool again next week. Monday's going to be my birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, because I won't be here.
That is such a present to me.
How old will you be?
I will be
in years.
I will be 42. Whew. I know. It takes my breath away every time I think about it. People have had to put up with this for 42 years. And by people,
how old were you when you learned to talk? Because that's how long they had to.
Too young. I was too young when I learned to talk. Just ask my mom. She'll tell you. All right. You guys have put up with this long enough. An hour and 10 minutes, in fact. So we'll let you go. We'll release you. You have been released.
It was a wonderful day.